filter back through the Rolodex to a final they had down at Spot X a few years ago now, but these guys have classic battles every time they go out. Both guys surfed incredibly well in very tricky conditions.
Parco turning in a couple of solid 8s, and Italo more recently took out Kolohe and Dino, a guy that finished in the final last season, and now leading up to this classic. Owen Wright, goofy foot Australian, taking on Connor Coffin, regular foot, representing the United States. Solid wall here for Owen Wright. He's just been coasting down the line, keeping it smooth, even through the turbulence and all the ribs that are on the open face. Just guiding that JS down the line, trimming this one in the pocket, not trying to overdo the start of this wave, and just trying to get used to the turbulence for these conditions. He had real glassy conditions in that amazing bout against Fanning first thing in the morning.
Italo Ferreira and Kolohe and Dino, there was a couple of bombs come through there, but the bigger ones seemed like really difficult to ride because they got a lot more water in them. They sort of break a little wider at the bank. Seems to me you want to get those smaller, medium ones, the ones that hug the bank a little better. It cleans up as they go through the inside, but it's easy for me to say sitting here.
Well, it's an interesting concept too, just what is going to be the secret to the success in the changing conditions. What'd you like about Owen's form on this one?
Well, I like the fact he just took his time with it. You know, it's his opening wave, so just feeling it out, making sure he's got the right board under his feet. You know, just clicking, dusting out the cobwebs. He's sort of been on hold for a few hours, so you know, these guys don't really have enough time to leave the beach, so he would have been hanging around. He's got his beautiful little family with him, so just you know, just finding the groove again. Unbelievable heat this morning with Mick Fanning. And as you said, just taking his time, not trying to do anything too crazy, finishing off that wave. Not a huge score, but a score on the board nonetheless, Joe.
That's right. Now Connor Coffin to answer. First little snap off the top for Connor. Jams it. Good timing on the second move. There's that redirect, front side slash on the open face, but he's underwater. Last of Owen Wright, 4.67. Start off with a 2.0. And now Connor getting a bit of a warm-up in this one. He'll probably be in that 2-3 point range. Both these surfers are part of Micro Surf Academy, and I was just talking to Glenn Hall, the super coach. I was like, well, so what do you do here? You've got two guys going to do battle, and he said, you know what, my role is really...
Or vice versa. He's just, you know, highlighting their strengths and what they should go to, and here goes Connor.
Connor now coming from behind the whitewater. Looks like this one might have a double up. He's picking up the speed over the big float and almost does the splits off the roof. He's had a couple of tough falls in his last couple heats. We know that he's coming off an injury, saying he's dealt with a little bit of pain.
You know, a lot of those kind of missed opportunities, kind of up and over the top. This one had a little cleaner face. Look at the back foot. See how the back foot came off the board, and as it re-engaged, oh my goodness, just does the splits. That is a really dangerous wipeout. Lucky these guys are fit and strong, that's for sure. But yeah, it's almost like you've got to keep the pressure on the back foot. You've got to keep the nose of the board up and out of the water. Otherwise, we're going to see a lot of these wipeouts.
Big swing off the top of the backhand of Owen Wright. Two big hooks, using so much of the open face. Deep off the bottom on those first couple of bottom turns as well. Now he'll just play with this inside corner, and he's out. So Owen capitalizing, getting rid of a 2.0, and finding some solid open face to work with.
Yeah, he's looking so sharp. I mean, that's those two turns to kick this wave off were just unbelievable. He's got so much leverage, and he just uses it perfect. Look at that, straight into the next turn, nice and vertical, bang. You know, kind of uses that front hand, just an extra point of contact with the board. I'm just so impressed with Owen's comeback and how he's approaching these really difficult conditions. And it's going to be hard because this morning he had the opportunity to surf against Mick in absolute perfection. Here this afternoon, very, very tricky, but it doesn't seem like he's missed a beat at all.
He's looking so smooth, and the way he's approaching this wave, he's making it look like you have all the time in the world out here. He's stretching out his bottom turns, going nice and vertical. As we know, he had the injury at backdoor pipeline. His younger brother, Parker Coffin, had to help him even just sticker up his boards last minute to get ready for this contest. Watching this one now with Connor. Just set up work out the back. Tries to jam on the tail. That was a turbulent section. He goes straight down. Next wave for Owen Wright. Looking to better a 4.67 here. Floats the first section. Drills it off the top. Great form on the backhand from Owen Wright.
Oh.
Tries to reach for the backhand carve, and he'll lose the handle as well. Yesterday, let's see what happened to Owen here.
Yeah, it seemed to me just a little bit behind pace as normal. He's sort of normally coming around and just hooking in those sections. Now he starts to find his groove, and then that wave had two parts to it. He sort of had a little smaller transition down the bottom of the wave, and he went up and over this little lump in sort of mid-face. You can see right there, just hooking it as he comes back around. I love that little release that O-Dog's getting on this on these waves. Super tricky. And then as he hooks it right there, you can see that inside rail just digs. Unfortunately for Owen, goes down. So 4.90 though, Joe, so still improves his situation.
With priority, and he's going to use it on this wave. Looking to get rid of his 2.5 to head that direction. Just going to speed past some chunky whitewater. Now setting up his first turn. Quick jam off the top. Lights it up off the lip. Great momentum down the line on a couple of big floats. Floats it again. Now a ton of speed. He'll control it for the wraparound cutback. Now pulls into a messy section on the inside, and he's down.
Yeah, that was a little nugget down the end. I like the way he kind of stuck with that one. He obviously saw something that interested him. A smaller wave as he took off and kind of chased it for the first part. You can see him sort of racing down the line, and every time he does a turn, that foot goes further back until he hits that sweet spot. Now you can see he's got his foot in that sweet spot straight into that first turn. So Connor on his way to a good score here, up and over the top right there. So just picking the right sections to belt, and again up and over the top. Nice gouging maneuver. So on his way to a great score here. This is going to get him back in the mix. It's not going to worry him too much right there.
Catch-up time with head judge Richie Porta throughout this event. Last score for Connor of 5.67. His best so far. Now trying to break down to 7.07 to take the lead.
Backside versus front side. I mean, it's a classic battle right there.
Oh, we're going to enjoy that one. Watching this now, Connor Coffin just got the 5.67 to get back in the game. First turn, solid, lots of speed. Second turn, nails it. Warbly sections, but his timing's solid. Little chip under the lip. Tight little jam, and now he's just trying to finish strong. He's got a ton of speed to burn down the line. Squares up vertically. Picking up a long ride. Multiple maneuvers down the beach for Connor, losing the final turn. I love how he just picked up the pace down the line, matching the tempo of some messy little sections and cleaning it up well, Potts.
Yeah, that was, I mean, he read that wave absolutely perfect. Difficult wave to ride too.
Owen on the next one. First turn, there's that great timing from the goofy foot. Stretched out carve again. Now just linking up his third maneuver off the top. Little open face slingshot back into the pocket. Now he's got the lip to work with. Squares up vertically. Great tempo from Owen Wright through all the conditions he's dealt with on his comeback to the tour. And he'll just flow through the inside corner. He knows he's got the lift from the water patrol up the back, so he'll take it all the way into the beach. Trying to improve on a 4.9 without long one, Potts.
Yeah, a couple of big turns at the beginning of that wave, and again, just all the time in the world, Joe. Love those drawn out bottom turns straight up into the pocket. It's just perfect timing. Clean surfing in very tricky, very challenging conditions.
Owen's been solid ever since he showed up at the Quick Pro. Big win in the opening round. He had some fired up athletes to deal with from Seabass. He took that win to go straight to round 3. How'd you like that first connection?
Yeah, beautiful opening maneuver right there. Where everyone's running down the line, Owen's just dropping straight down and hooking up under the lip, so a different approach. And I think that's why he's getting some great scores. Everyone's chasing sections where Owen's just finding him at will. A little tricky inside section through here, but still sticking with it, managing to get around that foam ball and tag a couple of more upside down turns. So great surfing there from Owen. He's going to increase his scoreline again. Connor's fighting his way back. just needing a 7.07. And we're still waiting for this score to drop. So Connor flying down the line, up and through the lip again. Small, bouncy, challenging wave. And Connor just taking his time, which you really have to do out here. Focus on each turn individually and not get too carried away down the line. Connor tagging that one there again. This wave just kept giving, didn't it, Joe? Section after section. You can see right there, he said that one felt pretty good.
So Connor Coffin's last of 5.0. It's a keeper in his top two, but still needing a 7.07. Well, now a 9.09 for the win. Owen just improved to a 6.93 on his last wave.
He's calm, he's controlled, and he's able to just make the right decisions at the right time, and that's what we're seeing. Here's Connor Coffin on one, boys.
Connor up and down on that first turn. BL still chasing a 9.09 as I'm liking the breakdown, talking about the athlete's headspace. There's so many stories of guys on the top 34 that if they saw that they had Kelly, they'd hide from him because they felt that he could just look over him and say hi, and the jinx was on. It was obviously his performance that did all the talking as we see Owen Wright go down in his first turn.
Yeah, when you've got a stat deck like Kelly Slater, you know, hang on, we'll get back to that story.
Connor, little setup turn. This wave is just changing shape in front of him. Trying to wait for the perfect spot to lay down that open face track. Now high off the lip, he's starting to run with it. A little down carve on that lay back under the lip. Now it's got a little low road for him to play with. Connor just stretching this one out. 2 for 1, little combination right there, and he'll wind up off the bottom on a bigger section. Nails it off the top again. Nice vertical for the Californian. Wraps it, bottom drops out, but he hangs on. Another solid layback hook. And now gets out of there. Connor took off on a wave that looked like it was a 1 foot backwashy little mess, and it cleaned up halfway down the line, and he absolutely drilled it, Potts.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's not impossible. In conditions like this, you know, strange things happen. Snapper Rocks is a unique kind of wave. And Connor found a little gem, that's for sure. 9.09 is what's required. It's going to be close, Joe. All right, let's have a look. Starts off nicely, just waiting for it to build up. So he's taking his time, getting his feet in the right place, getting his mind set. Okay, what am I going to do? Just make sure you react as the wave stands up. Don't try and predict what to do. Just react to each section individually, which is exactly what's happening right now. Takes that low road, as you said. Now the wave starts to grow as he gets down through that inside. A little check turn, straight up through the lip. This is where it starts getting tricky. Beautiful snap right there in the pocket. Timing is perfect, nice and clean again. Connor Coffin, this is where all the damage was done, Joe, down through this inside section. Is it going to be enough? I'll tell you what a comeback wave.
And then he had the bonus section that kept growing. Coffin needed a 9.09. He got an 8.5 on that wave.
Wow.
Now needs a 6.26, but he might run out of time, Potts.
You know, every single maneuver on that wave made sense. You know, there was an 8.50. What a great comeback wave, but just ran out of time, unfortunately.
One of those heats where the highest scoring wave goes to the surfer in second place at 8.5 over Owen's 7.83, but Owen had the backup and the rhythm to start. 6.93 is a low score, and Owen moves into the quarterfinals. Micro Surf Academy applauding both athletes and the Wright family. Happy and proud of Owen's comeback to the jersey, matching his best result ever here at Snapper Rocks.